If you found your way here, there's a good chance you've already been on quite a journey with your health. Maybe you've had blood tests and been told everything looks normal, but you don't feel normal. Maybe you've seen different specialists, tried different treatments, changed your diet, bought the supplements, and yet you're still left with that feeling that nobody has quite joined the dots. And actually, that's often where my work begins. I'm Charmaine Shepherd, and for more than 20 years, I've been fascinated by the story behind a person's health, not just what's happening, but why. And some of that curiosity comes from my own health journey. I originally trained in biomedical science, so I came into healthcare with a very scientific way of looking at the body, understanding disease, pathology, blood results, and what happens when things go wrong. But my own experience of being unwell taught me something incredibly important. Having a diagnosis doesn't necessarily mean you have all the answers. It made me start asking different questions. Why did this happen? Why now? What changed? And why can two people have exactly the same diagnosis, yet have completely different experiences of illness? Those questions have shaped the way I work ever since. Because when somebody comes to see me, I'm not just interested in the symptoms they have today. I want to hear the story. What was their health like 5 years ago, 10 years ago? When did things begin to change? Was there infection, a period of enormous stress, a hormonal shift, exposure to a toxin, a change in digestion, sleep, nutrition, lifestyle? Sometimes there's one obvious turning point, but more often there are lots of little pieces that have accumulated over time, and my job is to help join those dots. I remember one patient arriving with a folder full of blood results. She'd seen multiple people, had various abnormalities identified, a long list of diagnoses, and had tried to tackle each one individually. But when we sat down and went through her story, her health history, stress, hormones, gut, sleep, nutrition, and more importantly, the timeline of when things had changed, those seemingly disconnected pieces began to tell a story. And that to me is what functional medicine is about. It's detective work. Yes, I love the science. I love data. I use a significant amount of blood tests and more advanced testing when it genuinely helps us answer a question. But a test result only tells me so much because I'm not treating the piece of paper in front of me. I'm working with a person sitting across from me. And I want to understand what your body might be trying to tell us, what we may be missing, and importantly, which things actually matter enough to do something about. Sometimes that means looking deeper. Sometimes it means looking again at information you already have, but through a different lens. And very often it means recognizing that your gut, your hormones, your immune system, your metabolism, your nervous system, and everything happening in your life don't exist in separate little boxes. They're all part of you. My role is to bring those pieces together and help you understand the bigger picture, and then work with you to create a plan that feels realistic and achievable for your life. Because ultimately, I don't think healthcare should be just about chasing symptoms. I think it should be about understanding the person experiencing them. So if you've been searching for someone who will listen to your story, look a little deeper, and help you make sense of the pieces, you're in the right place.